And campaigning concluded on Wednesday for the first phase of India's general elections. In the first phase, 102 parliamentary constituencies spread over 21 states will go to polls on the 19th of this month. The general elections are being conducted in 7 phases, with voting set to end on the 1st of June. The results for the same will be declared on the 4th of June. All political parties and their leaders are leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters in their favor. The term of the 17th Lok Sabha is ending on the 16th of June. Besides, polling will also be held for electing new legislative assemblies in Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim in a single phase on Friday. And to give a sense of how campaigning was going on, which has ended for the first phase a few minutes back, we are joined by our correspondents Siddharth Bhardwaj. My colleague is joining me from Dehradun, and Debyendu Mondal is joining me from Jorhat in Assam. Thank you both for joining. First to you, Siddharth. Give us a sense of how the festival of democracy played out in the past few days in the hill state of Uttarakhand, where you are.
All right, a very good evening to you, Amritpal, from the capital of the state, Uttarakhand. I'm in Dehradun right now, and today the campaigning has ended as according to the rules, and the door-to-door campaign will start now. To be very precise about the political parties who have a strong hold here in the capital is the BJP, the Congress, and also an independent candidate, Bobby Pawar, who's being supported by the regional party here, which is the UKD, the Uttarakhand Kranti Dal. These 3 parties have a stronghold here, and like I said, the door-to-door campaign will start now. Political parties will go door-to-door and will ask for vote. On the other hand, there are some issues, as I had a word with the residents here, they have certain issues like the migration, unemployment, domicile, and the property rates are skyrocketing. So this is the problem here in the region of Dehradun. But up in the hills,
what is the domicile issue? What is the domicile issue, Siddharth?
For example, I was there in Mussoorie, Amritpal. People want that the widening of roads there, because this is something which is troubling them a lot, as during the summer season everyone wants to go to Mussoorie, and the congestion there, the traffic congestion is actually troubling them. On one hand, they are very happy about the very fact that the tourism is being boosted there in the region, but on the other hand, they have certain concerns. Road infrastructure and healthcare remains pressing issue there in the hills. People want better healthcare systems, and with these Lok Sabha elections, they want something more. They're happy about the way the government is functioning, but they want something more, because if someone he or she is ill, they have to be taken to Dehradun, and which is just 40 kilometers. But with the traffic congestion, it's not possible for them. So as they were saying, they want better healthcare systems up in the hills, and they want widening of roads. Or at the same time, they want the expressway to be made so that they get a respite from the congestion, which usually happens there at the peak season. That's in summers. Here in Dehradun, where I'm standing right now, I said that people have different concerns. Unemployment remains a pressing issue. Domicile, people want that the prices of the land should come down, because they are not able to buy lands here.
Siddharth,
so this is the issue which was just prevailing here in Dehradun region. And like I said, the campaigning has ended, and the political parties will now start door-to-door campaigning. Amritpal, back to you.
Siddharth, one very quick question before I go to Debyendu, because I have to go to them. My producer tells me in my ear that I'm running out of time. What is the domicile issue in a brief? Siddharth, can you hear me? Okay, I think there is some audio issue with connecting with Siddharth. Siddharth, okay, let me go over to Debyendu. All right, Debyendu, tell us, how was it in Assam for the first phase? Color it, paint it, how the campaigning was, and also what's weighing on people's mind now with just 48 hours left for voting for the seats that are going to polls in the first phase.
Well, Amritpal, you're absolutely right. We have seen a colorful campaign in Assam, of course, because the fact that the first phase of election here is coinciding with the state festival of Bihu. We have also sent visuals throughout the week about the Bihu dance festival and also about how people celebrate Bihu here in Assam. So, of course, amidst the celebrations of Bihu, political parties have also utilized this time to get along with the families, going into the households of the families, celebrating Bihu with them, to connect to connect with the voters on a personal level. Apart from that, you also know that the political parties have been organizing major rallies across different parts of the region that is going to polls in the first phase. But particularly in the first phase, the Upper Assam region is going to polls, and here the tea garden workers constitute a majority of the voters, specifically in a constituency like that of Dibrugarh, as well as in the constituency of Jorhat. So tea garden workers, their problems, what are the problems they have been facing, the schemes of the government. Some even complained to us about how the government schemes have not been able to reach them. And but however, having said this, the government, they are happy with the fact that the government have given an in principle approval to increase their wage from rupees 250 to 350. So of course it seems that the BJP is ahead in almost all the 5 seats here in Assam. But as I was also telling you this afternoon, that the 2 seats of Jorhat and Dibrugarh will witness a fierce contest between the BJP and the Congress. So of course, but now that the campaigning has ended and the silence period begins, we are just about 20 minutes away. No, I beg your pardon, we have crossed 20 minutes. So it was at 6 p.m. That the campaigning ended in in fact in all the constituencies that is going to polls in the first phase. And the political parties, this is of course a resting period for all the political parties. No campaigning is allowed by any political party in any form. This time around, the Election Commission has given strict orders to ensure that not even social media campaigning in these constituencies which are going to polls in the first phase would be allowed by the Election Commission as per the Model Code of Conduct rules.
Except,
we'll witness more of a silence period.
Except for the door-to-door campaigning.
Well, yes, except for the door-to-door campaigning, the Election Commission has given strict instruction for But let me tell you, like, no campaigning is allowed. No, not even door-to-door campaigning is allowed during the Model Code of Conduct, during the silence period. Yes, no form of political canvassing is allowed during the next 24 to 48 hours before the poll begins on the 19th morning. So of course, no campaigning will be allowed. The political parties have to remain silent, lie low. So the campaigning has officially ended at 6 p.m. this evening.
All right. So the ball is now in the court of the voters. We'll have to see which way they vote. The good thing is that now the voters have time to reflect upon what everybody had to say, because their saying has stopped at 6 p.m. The voter is the king. They make up their mind, and it is up to them whom to vote to in power. Thank you, Debyendu and Siddharth, for joining us from Jorhat and Dehradun respectively.